Hello everyone, welcome back to Edoggz Reviews. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Rise of the Beast Studio Series 106 Optimus Primal, which is a leader class figure, versus the Transformers Beast Wars Transmetal Deluxe class Optimus Primal, which came out in 1997. So we're going to go around the box. We're going to talk about accessories, the figures, all that good stuff. So let's get this box out of the way. Now, this is the front of the box. It's for ages 8 and up. It is made by Hasbro over here. We have the word Transformers there. We have the Generation sticker there. We have the Takara sticker there. We have the Maximus stamp over here, the symbol, I should say, on that side of the corner. Now, I do really like the picture. It really does come to life when you have that background and such. We'll talk about that background a little later as soon as I find it. Yep, I found it. Now, this is the side of the box. And we just have Primal running. He has one of his swords out backwards, I think. And then he has another one forward in his left hand. And the back of the box, we have him in the gorilla mode here. We have the robot mode there. We have weapons we'll talk about. We have the backdrop that's contained in the box. We have the little do not let kids swallow the small pieces that are inside of the box. And then we have this side of the box where it says Studio Series 106. It says leader class right there. On the top, it just says Transformers Rise of the Beast. On the top, on the bottom is this barcodes and warnings not to copyright our stuff. Now, this is the recent one. And here is the old one. Take you around the spin. We have the 3 modes. Y'all know about this. Optimus Primal right here. Heroic Maximal there. Transmetal on that side. You got the warning sticker there. On this side, we have him with the 2 mace in his hand. We'll show that off here. But we have that. I think that's supposed to be a lizard's eye there. Optimus Primal there. On the back of the box, we have the stats, in which you can cut out. I wouldn't advise cutting it out, but you could cut that out and you can use the proof of purchase, and you could probably get like a t-shirt or a kite or whatever they're gonna throw you for free. And then you have this little, background here, little bio right there. On the bottom of the box is the old school product placement, which were in a booklet that came inside of all of the figures. So you have Cheetor, Waspinator, Rhinox, Tarantulas, Optimus Primal, and you have Megatron there. And these are all of the Transmetal version. And let me just say, Rhinox is the worst out of all of them because that green paint does come off very easily. This was purchased from Toys R Us before 2010. I want to say way before 2010. On the top of the box, it just says rocket-powered hoverboard, power into organically enhanced robot general. It's made by Kenner and stuff like that. And I think that's it for the box. So let's bring in the new figure, which is this, right? This is the new figure. I'm going to take you a spin around it and show you how it looks. Now the the gorilla mode is very nice. I like the face on it. I like the black and silver, which is like a gunmetal silver, but it's like a dark version of it. But that's the front of it. If you want to put it in this 8 mode, that's the side of it. You gotta, work the back legs out. So, if it's on all 4s and stuff, that's the back. Not really a pretty good view, but that's what it looks like. And then you have this side. Now, if we were to stand them up and cheat a little bit, we can do that. Hold on. So all we have to do is manage the back panels and have him standing up, right? Bring his head. And we want to turn, which way we want to turn? We want to turn this way. And have that, turn the fist this way. And we have that. Right? And this is what it looks like standing up. And it's still a really good looking piece. I was kind of scared that I did these markings on the belly of the figure, but it's actually painted like that. So I'll give you one more spin before we move on to the next figure. And that's what it looks like on the side when it's standing up. That's what it looks like from the back. You can move these panels back. There's the other side. Right? And there's back to front. We can get a close up of his face. This is his face. Right? Get a close up of his face. Right? That looks really good. I like that. I like that. Now, this figure does come with some accessories. Right? Let me just get him to stand. Right. I just wanted to get him to stand by himself, that's all. Right? Bring that back into focus. Right, so the first pair are going to be these two swords. Right, and again, my camera is not in focus. Right, so you're going to get these two swords, right? Very nice. You got the silver and the black. And they could combine together. If you want it. Is there a problem? No, there is no problem. All right, so you can have something like this. Dual wielding sword. Or you can have them separate. Or you can have them backwards. However you want. Now, they get placed on his back. We have two rectangular things right here and in here. And you can pop this back here if you want to store them away. And that's it. Now, that's very different from the old one, which we'll get to in a minute. Next, we have this axe. And I believe this axe is a little bit too short, and I think it's a little bit too small for him. But he can hold it in either form that he's in. You just got to open up the hands a little bit. Pop that in there. Close the hand. And there you go. Right? Right? Now that's at this part. And I think his hand is supposed to be down here. But I could be wrong. Right? So he has that. Another thing is these things right here. This is supposed to be a chain. And you link these two together. And you put the swords on there. And you can have like this big, weapon that you can use like nunchucks or something like that. But I'm not going to be using this. This is going to go right back into this little baggie that is taped to the box. That is for some other time. I prefer a real chain, with the two plastic things on the end, and then you can pop the weapons on there. And last but not least, we have the key that opens the space bridge, if you've seen the movie. Now, since we are on that subject, we have to go to Transformers 2, which I think is the Fallen. Probably the weakest one out of all of them, pretty much. The backstory is that they've been coming to Earth looking for Energon, and they need these gates to travel back and forth and such, and that is why they built all of those pyramids. If you want to go there, and underneath the pyramids is either going to be a space bridge in which this key operates, or it's going to be that thing that destroys the sun and they can collect the Energon. I'm still not clear on how they're going to collect the Energon after they blow up a sun and such like that. So that's still confusing me between the Michael Bay verse and the new movie. So if you have an answer for that one, please leave it down in the comments. But you can leave this in the baggie. You do not need that out because you will lose it somewhere. Unless they start making a space bridge. You know, if they make a space bridge where you can plug that in and it starts doing like lights and sounds, I'm all for it. All right, so we got that out of the way. Let's talk about Transmetal that came out in 1997. And here he is, right? Now, I have 2 copies of these. And one, they're both in package, never been opened. And this one has some wear and tear on it. His name is barely visible there because it's starting to rub off. And if you know what I'm talking about, the Transmetal paint, depending on the color, does not stay on the figure as well. Like I said, Rhinox is the worst offender out of all of them, and right behind them it would be what's his name? Waspinator, and then Tarantulas. Now Tarantulas has gold paint, and gold easily turns white, easily. Yeah, the figure is worthless after that. But anyway, that was just, you know, me just running, you know, my mouth off. So this is what the figure looks like from the front. This is what it looks like from the side. This is what it looks like from the back. This is from the other side. And that's pretty much it. Now, he does have some weapons here. And he has 2 mace. And you can fit them in both his hands. Now, these mace can fit in the new one. It's not a problem. Right. Now, this arm is very stiff because it's been on display for a very long time. This arm is a little bit loosey-goosey sometimes. And that looks good to me. You gotta, I still gotta, pose it and stuff like that. But that looks really good. Now, if you don't want it in the hands, you can just store them on the back where they double as guns, which I'm going to show off in a moment. Right? Is that right? So you can have them like that. Now, if you wanted to go into a gun mode type of thing, all you had to do is pull up the arms, pull this down, bring this around, right? Bring this down like so. See, hold on. No, it's actually like this. Actually, it's like this. It's the other way. I'll show you though. You know what I'm talking about. I'm getting to it. Right? But you know what I'm talking about. It's like a gun thing. It's in the other mode. I totally forgot. Don't worry about it. But it's in the other mode. Right? And you get one more thing, which is his gun here. Now you can take one of these mace things and you could pop it in here. And these are spring loaded. They're not really effective, but you can do this and you just touch the back and you can shoot these off. Very far. That went very far. That actually went too far. And you can just pop that back on. Excuse me. That's the wrong side. Pop this back on. And you can have this either in this hand, like I just demonstrated, and there is a handle on this leg. And you can just mount this on the side. Now that's for a different reason. And that is why we're going to stick with this one just for a little bit longer before we get to this. Let's do articulation before we get to that part. So on this one, you can go as far as like that, going outwards on the shoulder. There is a shoulder twist there, right? And there's also a bicep swivel there. The hand does not rotate. Very stiff. Right? This is as far as you're going to get on the elbow, and that's it. Legs in this mode, not very much. There's no knees, so there's nothing I could do about that. There's no thigh swivel because it's all one piece. Very limited in that area. The head does not move at all. It's mounted on like a table. And there is no waist articulation because these two great things, they lock it into place. Right, so let's move back to this guy. So we're gonna take this axe out of his hands. All right, make sure all this. So we're gonna start with articulation. So we can go all the way around very freely, no hindrance whatsoever. We can bring it out on the arm. That's very good there. We have bicep swivel here. We also have this butterfly thing here. I believe that is for the gorilla mode. If you wanted to use that, or maybe you want to use it for something else, but it's there. There is a rotation at the wrist, 360 degrees, but that is for the transformation. Legs are much better on this version than the old version. The knees, I'm going to say there's no knees because if I move this, that's going to be a part of the transformation. So there's no knees on there. The feet, they only move forward and backwards, but that's for the transformation. The arm moves around this side, and the same thing on that arm as well. The head is on the ball joints, and that is because of the transformation. So he can look that way, and he can look this way, and he can definitely look up because of the transformation. Plus, you're going to need it for the gorilla mode anyway if you have it in that mode. So we're going to take this off, and we're going to see if we can brighten this picture up just a tad. Right? So we're going to start the transformation on this one first. All right. Now, the instructions are not very clear. And let me tell you, I got stuck somewhere between here and here. No, I got stuck between here, which is number 4, and number 8. I want to say 8. Anything from 9 is pretty much good to go. But I got stuck. I didn't know what to do. I had to refer to a video, and now it's all clear to me. Transformation has some homages from the original, if I want to say that. There's some cues here and there that's kind of similar. So what they want you to do is they want you to focus on the belly button. And you get in here, you get under here, and you pop this up. And I think this is like the first time I've seen a feature like this, like where you have to actually pop up a piece to unlock it. So you take this piece, you rotate it around like that. You leave it up like this. Okay, next thing you want to do, you want to take the gorilla head and you want to move it all the way back. You go back here and you unlock this. Right? You unlock this whole back piece. And this is the same back piece that this Primal has on his back. It's the same thing. And you want to bring this over. Like that. Just move that back. Right? Now this piece, I couldn't quite figure it out, but we understand what's going on here. So you want to leave it flat like that. You want to turn it around. Right? And then you bring it up. Right? And then you bring it back. Right? And it's going to clip into this peg right there. There's a peg right there where my thumb is. And it's going to peg it to that. That's what you're supposed to do. Then you take this piece and you bring it all the way back. Excuse me. Bring this all the way back. Bring this all the way back. Plug that into place. Actually, excuse me, let me back up real quick. This needs to go inside this piece right here. Needs to be on the inside. And this piece goes on the outside here. And this gray piece, this gray tab, goes into that black piece. Right? I forgot his face, his mouth move. Hold on, yeah, it does move. Excuse me, I did not know that. All right, and once you have that clipped in together, you should be good to go. Next piece is just like this piece, where you split the blue from the gray and you flip this head back and you flip out the other head. All right, so you gotta stand. All right, so we're gonna pull this out. You gotta make sure that this thing is in place first. Like that. Now you bring up this head, which is very different from the old one. You swing it around. And what I like to do is I like to flip this head back, the gorilla head. Like that. Now this is going to fall into place. And you bring this back and you're good to go. Right, so we're going to stay on this side because we need to keep track of what we're doing here. That clips in. Right, the hands are next. These hands are very good. So you want to take this shoulder pad on the side of his arm. You want to open this. You want to go on the inside of the arm. Take this piece right here. Flip this back. And what they want you to do, you want to bring this out like that, just a little bit. You want to turn this way, like that, right? And then you take this piece, you want to flip it this way, right? So the fist should be pointing that way. These fists should be pointing this way. And you flip these in, right? You got to make sure it's even, right? And before you do anything, you got to make sure this piece is inside of here, right? And you plug this in, that clips together, right? You take this piece, now it's going to come out, but you take this piece, you bring this down, like so, like that. It's going to cover that. I'm going to try it again on this side. You're going to take this piece, bring it up. You want to take the inside piece, this back piece, you bring that out. You want to flip like this. You want to turn this way. Yeah, you got to make the clearance. You got to make this clearance. See, if you don't make the clearance, this is not going to turn. Right, make that turn. Right, you turn this fist inside. You want to make sure the fist is closed. Make sure this is even, and you flip the side. Right? You take this piece right here, float it inside. You take this piece and you want to clip over. This outside piece right here, you want to bring out, bring it over, clip. Right? Now on this side, all you have to do is turn at the bicep. Right? Just make sure the hands are pointing in the right direction. They are, so we're pretty much good. Next, you want to take this foot. You want to bring it out. Right? Bring the toes out straight. Same thing on the other side. Bring the foot out. Bring the toes out straight. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring this lower leg outwards. We're going to extend, let's say that. We're going to extend like so, right? Same thing on the other side. We're going to extend like so, right? Now these panels, they do come out. Bring these panels out. Make sure this is straight. Next, we want to take the foot. We want to bring the foot in like that. Just like that, so it's flush with the back leg. Same thing on the other side. You're going to take this foot, bring it back, so it's flush. Now it's going to move all of this stuff that's on the other side, which is fine. Right, move this foot back, move that foot back. Now we're going to take a weapon here and get the heel spurs out. Get this heel spurs out. Like that. Like so. Next, we want to plug all of this back on. So you can bring that back. And there is a tab here, and then there's a tab there. Now the one on the bottom is what we need. The one on the top, we don't need it for the robot mode. So we're just going to pump this in, and it's going to friction in like so. Do the same thing on that side, like that. Now these ankle things, you can bring those out if you want to. You can do whatever you want, to you honestly. You can leave them closed or you leave them open. It's a preference thing. Like that. Bring this down. Bring this down. Like that. So you have that right there. Got hair spurs ready to go. Just making sure I got everything in place. Now that is what the robot mode looks like. You know, still got the silver and black. The Autobot symbol is not really coming across too good on, the Maximo symbol. It's not coming across too well on my camera, but it is there. The face. And, I kinda sorta like it, but I'm not really sold on it really. I like the face plate, the battle face plate. That's my preference. But it's okay, for what it is. You get a little bit of battle damage here and there. And pretty much that's what it looks like from the front. That's what it looks like from this side. That's what it looks like from the back. And that's what it looks like from this side. Now, let's go back to articulation again, because we're in the robot mode. We can go all the way down, all around. And we have bicep swivel. Can we go up? Yes, we can go up on the arm. Do we lose the butterfly joint? It works backwards because that's for the other mode. All right, the shoulder pads, you can do whatever what you want with the shoulder pad. Once you get in the robot mode, you can freely use the waist articulation. You can bring up the leg. Let's bring this down. You can bring up the leg that far. And now we have full function of the knee. The foot is kind of sort of movable back and forwards, but it does not rock from side to side. Swivel at the thigh. Going backwards on the leg. That's as far as you're going to get until you bump into his hip piece. And then the lower leg, you can go all the way back like that. All right. Now the head is on the ball joint. You can look that way. You can look this way. Up, not really, because you have this collar that's in the back that is hindering that movement. Down, not too much. Now we're going to put the weapons on him. We're going to start with the swords. And we're going to place the axe into his hands. I still say the axe is a little short, but it is what it is. All right, and there you got it. Right there you go. Let's do that. Right. So there's the Primal in his robot mode. So let's move on to transmetal. Very simple transformation. In fact, we're going to start with the legs. We're going to make them taller. Bring these down. Bring this back, this piece back here back. And you want to flip these blue things up. Flip over. Take the lower foot and bring down. take these things, and you flip them down. All right, so hold on, let me back up. Let's do, this is improvisation, you know, improvising. Let's do this thing. I haven't done it in a while. Let's do this first, right? We're gonna do the surfboard thing. All right, so we're gonna bring that back. We're gonna bring this forward. You're gonna bring that, right? We're going back here, right? We're gonna bring these down. It's okay. It's all right. I'm not exactly sure how I did it. All right, so this has to turn like so. Bring the arm up, and we're gonna bring this toes up. And we just have to attach this. Now, be mindful of the joints. Mine are very stiff. We got one plugged in. And you got the other one plugged in. And now we can take these acts and you can put them in his hand, type of deal, right? Right now, if only his head can move, that will be a good pose for him. And two, I need a stand to actually have him on here so he can do this. So he could, like, you know, actually surfboard through. Let's bring that down a little bit, right? So that, if I had something to do that, I would definitely keep him in this position, right? Now this piece right here, it flips up, and that's the engine for the surfboard, right? Okay. Now we're gonna go into the robot mode, right? So we're gonna take these off. We're gonna unplug these, and we're gonna turn this around, right? Flip this down, bring this up. Flip this down, bring this up. Bring the leg down, bring the foot up. Okay. Turn. Right, you keep this gun down for now. You take this piece right here, fold down, you bring over, and you want to collapse over like that. You're not finished, right? You're not finished. And now we separate, just like the other one. You separate like here, bring up that one, bring this down, bring it back. That's the same as the new one. Turn this around. Right, this needs to stay over here. Thank you. Turn this around. Right. You go in here in the sleeve. Same thing. You flip this around. The only difference is you don't have to do those extra movements like the new one does. Other side. Bring this up, and then you make sure that's on the right side. Is that on the right side? Yes, this is on the right side. All right. Right. So you turn at the waist. Let's not forget that. All right. Now we take our axe, put it back here, because I need to show you that thing that he can do in this mode. Turn that around. There you go. Right. And here we have Primal in his robot mode. Right? Very nice. It's still a nice figure. His name has rubbed off his chest. It's unfortunate. But the blue still here, and a little bit of this burgundy is still there. but I'm just going to take it around real quick. So that's the front of the figure. That is the back side of the figure. Excuse me, side of the figure. And there's the back. Here's the other side. And we're back here again. Now, articulation wise, straighten up the arm. We can go up that far because you got this thing hindering the shoulder. We can go back that far. And we go out like this. That's as far as it goes. We have a turn at the shoulder, plus we have another turn at the bicep. Raise the hands do not rotate at all. We can bring up the leg, and when you're in this mode, you free up the knee. Right, so you gotta work both of these things at the same time. Which is the downfall way back when. Right, so you have the knee. That's all you're gonna get on the knee. Tell you honestly. Let's bring that up. We can bring out on the leg. Did I show that one in this one? I didn't. I'll get back to it. There's no waist. Oh, excuse me. There's no thigh swivel. There's no nothing. There's no waist. There's nothing. There's nothing here, right? The foot can go this way. That's for the transformation, but that's it. The other leg. Let's bring this arm up so you can see. We can go that far on the leg, and you can go that far on the lower leg. I would say at the knee. You can go right anything below the knee. That's about it. You can go that far on the leg. Waist articulation, we can go 360 degrees, but that's also for the transformation. Now, the thing I wanted to show you is that he can bring these up like this, bring this around, and he can use these as guns. He actually did it in one episode where he's fighting off the Predacons, and he had something like this going on, right? Right? That's cool. That's the coolest thing about this figure, other than the spring-loaded gun. Now, the gun can be put in his hands, or you can have the double axes in his hand. Whatever you prefer, you put on. Right? Now, the reason why it's taking me so long to transform it, because these joints are very stiff now. And this is a toy from '97, so you gotta factor in what's going on here. It's very tough to transform now. Let's see if we can get it to stand. Right? So I want to show something off. Let me see. We can go that high on the leg. Yes, we can. Right. So let's do a comparison together. There he is together. Right. The face is better. The face is better on this one, to tell you honestly. But that's what you got there. That's what you got here. That is what it looks like from the back. We got the rub symbol. Totally forgot about that. And we have this side. Now, if you want to play around, swapping out accessories, I'll do that for the final comparison. We can take this axe. Let's get rid of this axe. We can put this in his hand. Let's put this in his hand. All right. So you can kind of have that going on. Excuse me. Excuse me. Hello. Stay in your hand. Stay there. And you can take this axe and you can give it to him on the opposite side. Right? You can do that. Right? So there you have it. Huh? As soon as you take your hand off it, he wants to fall. All right, so we're gonna do some other comparisons, shall we? All right, so everybody knows who watch Beast Wars. There is a line, a scale, I should say, in which they must follow if we're gonna get more of these. Right? This is Legacy Primal. This is the first version of him in that movie. I mean, excuse me, in that show. Goddamn. In that show, and this is his normal size. Now, this deluxe is correct to the scale because he goes from being small to being bigger than everybody. And then we have the new one. So my hope is that we get a new Transmetal version similar to this, because it has to be in scale, which it has to be in scale with him. So it has to be a tall deluxe, or it has to be a leader. It must be a leader. Let's scratch that. It must be a leader because now the scale for toys are getting smaller. So it has to be this size for it to be correct. And then you can have your Transmetal Optimus to go even bigger. Right? So I'll give you another one, which is Beast Wars Megatron. Right? So he's the smallest. He will, Transmetal Optimus will be in the middle somewhere, in between these two, and then you have him. Right? Let's bring in some of his buddies. No, actually, let's bring in his arch enemy from the movie. Let's do that. We have Scourge here, much taller than him. And then we have the Studio Series Primal. I mean, Optimus Prime. I'm losing names. I'm forgetting names. It happens. Yeah, so you have these three right here, right, in that scale. Let's put him next to his peoples. Right, so we're going to put him in the center. We're going to bring in, who the hell are we bringing in? Let's bring in Cheetor. Let's put him on that side. Let's bring that down. I don't like the way that looks. All right, okay, that's much better. Let's bring in Air Razor. No spoilers. And we're going to bring in another big guy. Let's bring in Rhinox. So it should be something like this. Right? And they're not in frame. Now, if you've seen the movie, there is one character missing. And that character is Rat-Trap. Where is he in the movie? Well, we get to find out in the next two. We don't know. Speculation is he probably got destroyed by a Scourge. On the flip side of that coin, he could have escaped, or he could have just provided time for them to escape, for the rest of the Master Move to escape, and then he got trapped somewhere in the fight, or something, or maybe he's just barely alive, or barely functioning on the jungle planet. And that could be a thing, right? Will they use this scale for Rat-Trap? Oh no, they're gonna use a much larger scale. It has to be somewhere in between him and her, right? I think that's about it. I think we got them all. Yeah. Now, if you ladies and gents enjoyed this video, or if it was any help to you, please give it a like. If you have any questions or comments, put them down below. If you have any advice to improve these videos, I would like to hear them. If you're watching this on New Year's Eve 2024, please be careful, enjoy yourself, and be safe. And I'm going to see you ladies and gents in the next year. Later.